Hi, everyone. Welcome to Before
and After.
My name is Lily Trujillo Paquet. I'm the founder and executive director of Street Racing Kills.
And my name is Laura Yumedo. I'm the Outreach and Community Relations Director of Street Racing Kills.
And today, our guest is Amira Donnelly. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
So this is our first time getting to meet you in person. So can you tell us a little bit about what your life was like before tragedy struck?
So COVID happened, and my husband got a job offer down in Southern California, and we lived in Napa. And we talked about it and thought it would be a great opportunity to move down to Southern California because we've never moved out of Napa. So we had a conversation with the family, including Sasha and her father, and it was decided that my husband and the two kids, our two kids, were going to move down to Southern California, and Sasha decided to stay up in Napa with her dad.
So at this point in your life, do you work? Are you at home? Do you stay home with taking care of the kids and visiting Sasha once in a while? Or?
Yeah, so I worked up until 2018 when I was pregnant with my third child, Leo. And then also at the same time when I was pregnant with him, my father-in-law was diagnosed with lung cancer. So I decided, and I talked with my husband, and we decided that I used to work at the Napa Valley College, and so I quit my job to take care of Leo as well as helping with my father-in-law, and he sadly passed away a year after he was diagnosed.
Oh, wow.
So when you guys decided to move to Southern California and Sasha decided to stay behind, so teenager?
Yeah.
Didn't want to leave her friends?
No. Nope.
So she was a sassy?
Yeah, very sassy. So she was 1 week on, 1 week off with us and her father. You know, as she became a teenager, it was a little tough to have like a loving relationship because, I mean, I loved her
yeah,
so
I understand
much,
you.
Yeah. But she's a teen.
But she was, experimenting and hanging out with friends that I questioned. She had a ton of friends, by the way, and she would meet someone and become friends with them, no matter what their background was.
Yeah.
Teens. Yeah. And so she started hanging out with some teens that were experimenting, and then she got into, I know that some of her friends were getting into fights. And so being down in Southern California, I would always check in with her as a mom and say, like, where are you? Are you okay? Like, it was hard because I wasn't there physically.
Yeah, you're now over here and she's in Napa.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's being a teen.
Yes, absolutely.
You have a teen. I had a teen, and I remember Valentina, that when I would get mad at her, her friends could do no wrong, and I remember once getting mad at her, her parents don't care like I care about you, and she's like, Mom, you need to apologize to Alyssa for what you said in front of her. And I had to go apologize to Alyssa because and Alyssa's like, okay, fine, we'll take us to eat someplace now because we want to go get burritos. And I'm like, I take both of us so they could be happy, Teenagers, you know what I mean? And the same thing with Valentino. I understand. And I think one of the things that we love teenagers and we love to do what we do at Street Racing Kills is because I feel like I see their innocence at the same time. And they want to hate the world in one bite. And I also always want to put myself like when all of us were teenagers, right? When I was a teenager, oh my God, I feel like I'm lucky to be alive. I mean, I did some crazy stuff that I shouldn't have done, we just never know. So tell us a little bit more about her personality.
Sasha, she was an old soul.
Okay.
Had her own direction. She was a social butterfly. I think every year in school, I would have to come in to talk to the teacher.
Okay.
Because she would get into trouble just because she was bored and she would like to talk with friends than do her work. But she had so many friends, and you were saying that your daughter, invite you to go take them to lunch, but Sasha had so many friends, she almost kept them secret from me, I feel like, because I was a judgmental mom. And so she did keep a lot of her friendships away from me, because I probably would have said something.
So how did tragedy strike your family?
Yeah.
Let me tell you a little bit of the background. So Sasha went from one high school to another. I told you that she would get into trouble in school because of her she wanted just to have so many friends, and she would just be, not focusing on her work and getting bad grades. So she went from one high school to another and finally ended up in a school, Valley Oak. And this school is kind of like, it would allow a student to graduate early.
Okay.
So it's like almost like a fast track. And so she graduated early, graduated in February of 2024. And then right after high school, I kind of backed off a little bit, wondering what she would do next.
Yeah.
She was working at a winery, Artesa
Okay.
Winery, and she was doing really good there. And then I think right after, like maybe a month after she graduated, so in March, she told me that she wanted to do cosmetology. And so I jumped right on that.
Yeah. You're like, absolutely.
There's something.
Yeah. And my sister, Yasmin, my twin sister, she's a cosmetologist. And so I know, it's a great job to have. Mm-hmm. And, you're going to school for less than a year and a half. And so on April 12th, I drive up to Napa from Orange County with the family, and I schedule a tour of the Paul Mitchell School in San Francisco on April 13th. So April 13th, that Saturday came, and it started off great. I did a workout class. I even asked Sasha to come to my workout class. And then, of course, teenager, she didn't want to come. She slept in. And so I said, okay, be ready. We're going to go to San Francisco right after. And she was all excited. And my grandmother picked her up. We went to the ferry, took the ferry to San Francisco, and went out to lunch, met up with my uncle. And then we got to the school and we toured it. And she loved it. And we signed her up to start. I believe she was going to start in September of 2024. And so we leave San Francisco. We head back home. My grandmother drops her off and then drops me off. She drops Sasha off about like 6 o'clock. Then I go to a family's house for a birthday party. And at 8 o'clock, I get a phone call.
So it was only 2 hours later
that she was shot. So,
Oh, that must have been like, you don't know what's going on. You just know that she was shot. So I'm sure you're in shock at that moment because you don't know what the heck's going on.
yeah. All I remember is, I don't know, I was yelling. I don't remember who I was yelling at, but I was yelling for my husband to get into the car. We sped to the hospital, and already there was a crowd of kids there. There were detectives, police, all surrounding the hospital. We tried to go in and they wouldn't allow us to go in because it was a murder.
Did you know she already had passed or you didn't know?
No, I didn't know.
You just knew that she was shot, so you have no idea.
No idea.
going on at this point.
We got there right after, and I think we sat in front of the hospital. I don't know, at one point I just almost wanted to pass out. So I think finally at 2 a.m.
Oh, wow. So you're waiting this entire time. You still have no idea.
No idea.
And people are getting frustrated in front of the hospital. No one's telling us anything. What happened? They had to keep it hush hush. And so the detectives came up to us and brought us into the hospital finally, but sat us in a room and told us that was Sasha. And her friend that she was with was also shot to death. But what had happened was when I dropped her off to her father's house, she went with one of her friends to meet up with a girl who they were going to go fight.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the girl that they met up with had 2 other people. And one of them had a gun. And I don't have any information. The trial hasn't started yet, but they shot Sasha. Sasha, I guess, died at the scene. And then the other one, Eileen, got shot in the stomach, and they rushed her to the hospital as well as Sasha, and she didn't make it. and she died in the hospital.
Oh.
But sitting there until 2:00.
You have no idea what's going on.
No,
You just know she's been shot and that's it.
yeah.
Out of a movie,
Yeah.
right?
All I remember is after they told me, I went back to my mother-in-law's house, laid in bed, and just said I didn't want to live.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. I mean, unfortunately, we know. I think Lily helped definitely me when my niece passed away. I didn't know how to move forward. I was really close to Bethany. We did a lot of stuff together. She was like I was her aunt, but she was like my sister / I was like her mom. That news is just like, it's like, what do you mean we were just together? We were just hanging out. We were supposed to do this together. And, and I know with you, like you had just signed her up for school, and it's like somebody just took away all your life dreams and plans. And, now what do you do, right? How do you even move forward in life, And I know, like for me, Street Racing Kills has helped me be able to keep her alive in a different way, right? And sharing her story and talking to other people, and how were you able to continue to live after such tragedy?
Well, I didn't want to. My family, especially my husband and my sister, my twin sister, flew into California from Minnesota and basically took care of me the first month. But I planned to starve myself. That's
what you decided at that moment? Yeah.
I think it was almost like a darkness that was me. Like I was dark. I was just done with life. And I always tell people it's like one single candle in a dark room just lights and then another, but it takes a long time for that light to come make the room a little bit more bright. But it was very dark, all I remember. And all of a sudden, the world was different to me. And I look at people differently now. And I think part of it is, in Sasha's honor, like, I almost feel like Sasha's behind me. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
and so I live by trying to love like her because she didn't love someone based off what they look like or how much money they had, or she loved someone for who they truly are. And for some reason, I woke up from that darkness and I feel like that. Like Sasha gave me that gift. It's very crazy, but in me, I wanted to help girls that possibly feel the same darkness as me, that are stuck in this darkness, don't want to find the light or continue to get into trouble. I also want to help the girls that are doing violent things and probably stuck in peer pressure to do it. That also was something that I felt like Sasha gave me too.
Wow.
Like,
she left you with a big mission.
Absolutely.
A big mission in life. And before this, have you noticed maybe, because this was gun violence, right? Did you ever, have you seen now like how many people are struck by gun violence or how many girls go through trouble? Has it stood out to you? Was like in our case, like was, oh my God, I didn't know street racing existed. I didn't know how many people die from speed crashes all the time. I didn't know how many people die to a crash every day.
I know more about street racing and reckless driving than I've ever known before my niece was killed.
Yeah.
For
you, it's gun violence and girls kids that they get in trouble and they get peer pressure. Do you see it now even more than before?
What have you learned now?
And maybe I saw gun violence before, but it's different now.
Right, yeah.
It's almost like I need to do something. I need to help these girls, especially or anybody who is young and getting peer pressured by all these groups just to go fight. One thing I believe that Sasha has done for me is leave. She had so many friends, and so many friends have reached out to me. And so I've befriended
All her friends.
All her, well, not all her friends,
but a lot of her
Yeah,
friends.
it's like the mom.
yeah,
Yes.
they're contacting me, like they want to keep in touch with me because Sasha meant so much to them.
Wow.
That's awesome.
But these girls are helping me realize that violence never is always there. And even with these like gun violence nonprofits or people trying to get rid of guns, and it's still happening.
yeah.
Yes.
And I know that these fights are happening, whether it's gangs or just, peer pressure or
Yeah. Social media, they're videotaping them and
Yeah.
posting it. And
And then
just,
I feel like they don't realize the danger in it.
No,
Like in
at all.
her
They don't.
case, I remember Valentina once came and told me, she goes, Mom, I learned not to ever wear a hoodie at school. And I go, why? There was this girl that was telling her that something about her ex-boyfriend, and Alyssa got mad and she grabbed her by the hoodie and spun her around and beat her up. And I'm like, so never wear a hoodie, Mom. And I was like, whoa, this happened at school.
yeah.
This happened at school because it was like a dumb fight about the ex-boyfriend, and then this one was dating the boyfriend. And Valentina, I mean, to me was like, I never thought about it. Why is my daughter learning that you shouldn't wear a hoodie because there's a fight that can really hurt you with a way? I mean, it's like we don't think about those things,
no.
right? We don't think about that.
And
We-
they also
yes.
keep it, these teens that are wanting to fight, they go into like Snapchat, keep it secretive.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I believe that's what happened with Sasha. She was in a spot, they were going to fight in a place where no one was around.
So they had no idea.
No.
And they were going to see one girl.
One,
They-
yeah.
and
I don't know
yes.
all the details, but I know that they were going to go fight one girl. But I don't know why.
Yeah. So you have now started a nonprofit organization.
Yeah.
So tell us about your organization.
So Sasha ordered a sign, those neon signs
Yeah.
the girls love to hang in their room. And she ordered one from a girl named Monique, a woman named Monique. And Monique reached out to me at some point after her death and told me that she had a neon sign for Sasha. She's going to give it to her father, but she asked if I would like one made. And I said, yeah, of course. So she made me one. And we kind of started talking, and I realized how creative she was. And I asked her, I said, could you make t-shirts? And she's like, yeah, I have the Cricut and everything. And so she actually helped me start our website. It's www.longlivesasha.com. And from there, I wanted to raise money to fund a scholarship for an at-risk teen to go to cosmetology school.
Oh,
Which is what Sasha wanted to do.
Yeah, Sasha wanted to do that. And I believe it's like one of the best careers to have because it's not a lot of school, but the funding, I mean, to pay for cosmetology school, it's hard. And there's one cosmetology school in Napa, and it's a private school, so it's hard to get in. And it's there, but these girls,
Don't have the funds.
yeah,
No.
can't afford it.
Yeah.
so I was like, okay, I something in me like told me to do this. So I started the website.
It was Sasha standing behind you.
Yeah.
telling you, Mom, this is what you got to do.
Yeah. And Monique, she designed the website. All volunteered. Like she.
Wow.
There's always an angel there that comes to
Yeah.
help. Yeah.
Yeah. And she started the website. So from there, I realized that the community really wanted to get involved. And so her birthday was coming up in October last year, and October 18.
Wow.
And her dad and I were discussing to do something special in honor of her. And so I decided to kind of throw in Long Live Sasha and create an event
Yeah.
for the community, because the community like wanted to be involved. Through my darkest grief, Monique was there. She was my angel, and she helped me won my first event.
Yeah.
And we were able to raise $8,000
That's pretty good for a first one.
yeah,
That's awesome.
for a scholarship.
Oh, how amazing is that?
Yeah.
So I know that at the beginning you started doing the scholarship through the high school, right? Or,
Yeah, so there's a foundation that's that is connected with the high schools. And so I called them and I said, here's what I want to do. And they were like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And so it was under another nonprofit.
But now it's going to be on your own.
Yeah. So now it is
All you.
So after that, I wanted to do the scholarship, but I also felt like I wanted to help more girls.
Yeah.
So I started the nonprofit Blending Beauty with Love, LLS Inc. And I wanted to do that because I wanted to help more girls, and also I wanted to start a mentoring program for cosmetology. So we granted our first scholarship recipient in the spring of this year, 2025. So she started school in July. And when she started school, I realized it's not very easy for a student to be thrown right into cosmetology school. Mm-hmm. And also it's a nonprofit, so we're using, the community is helping with this, with the student. And so I wanted to make sure that the student was successful before, during, and after cosmetology. So that's why I started the nonprofit, to be like a companion or a mentorship program for these students.
That's
I love
amazing.
that.
They
need that. They really do. Yeah. I mean,
they do.
If you think about it, you said like at risk, right? There's so many youth out there that need a mentor. Mom and dad might be divorced. Our mom and dad are working to provide and they're just not around, right? Because they're putting a roof over your head. And they need somebody to talk to. They need somebody to help point them in the right direction, or just that support to be able to have a conversation, with somebody. So what you're doing is so awesome. And it really is such a tribute to Sasha. Like, that's who she was. She was friends with so many people you didn't even know she was friends with. And also, I love that she gave you a different perspective on life, right? And not to judge and not to, I remember when Bethany passed away, my life had completely changed. And the things that I cared about before were not so important, and I realized that after she passed, I am a different person now. But at the same time, she gave me something I didn't know I needed, right? And that was to love more people, to be more open-minded, right? And I definitely, like you said, it just hit home when you said that to me, because it's true. They really are just opening their eyes. And I think Bethany, Valentina, and Sasha all had that mindset of, they were such loving people, and they had so many friends. When Bethany's funeral, I say this all the time when I teach our class, there was like 300 people at her funeral. And I'm like, who are all these people? And I was like, how nice of them to, pay their respects. And then when they asked, would anybody like to say anything? The line was out the door. Everybody wanted to share a story. We had to extend the funeral because so many people had a story to share about Bethany. And then we realized they actually all knew Bethany. I'm like, how did she know all these people? She was only 23. How did she know all these people? And one by one, they shared a story of how she impacted their lives. But she just loved hard. She loved everybody.
And I have to tell you, that actually was the first thing that probably saved me. Because you gave us 400.
Yeah.
They all went. Quick.
Because he told me pink. They have to be pink. And I said, what do you want him to say? And I know 400, I thought it was a good amount.
It's Long Live Sasha, and that's LLS. That's what Long Live Sasha.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so the 400 went.
400 went. And then that's when the community kept asking me, I felt like the community wanted to be involved. And so I had her friends, I had parents, I had people from, not even from Napa, email me, contact me through Instagram and Facebook. Can we get more bracelets? Can we get more bracelets?
So she had to make more of her own.
So I had to make them. And I was like, that's the first thing that saved me, because that kept her alive.
Oh, that's beautiful to hear, because
then that's why we
as a
do
mom,
them. So what's the future, for you? What's next?
I keep on thinking of how I can help more girls stay out of violence, because I know it happens a lot. I work with the 5 board members, and we're just gonna keep on discussing ways to help the girls. That's my future.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see anything else. Like I want that to be, I was fortunate that I wasn't working.
Yeah.
And so I can, 100% put all my effort into this nonprofit.
So you have an opportunity. If you could say anything to the youth, what is something that you would tell them? This is your opportunity to talk about your organization, to talk about, what do you want to do? What would you like to do for the youth? And, how can you help this from preventing such tragedy?
To the girls that are stuck in their own darkness, in their own sadness, that think that violence or using drugs or drinking will bring you happiness. It's not going to bring you happiness. And so that's why I'm building what I'm building, is to help these girls realize that building a solid foundation with love, working on your personal character, your growth, and having purpose and knowing your purpose, that's what we are here. That's what I built, to help these girls realize that they have a purpose here. And our nonprofit is called Blending Beauty with Love, LLS, Long Live Sasha, Inc. Our mission is to help teens or at-risk teens find purpose and happiness and fight the darkness and the violence. So we have a website. Our nonprofit is folded into our website, www.longlivesasha.com. You can shop. All the funds will go to a scholarship. You can find our nonprofit information. We have a quarterly newsletter that comes out just to give an update on our recipients. We do grant a scholarship to an at-risk teen that is in Napa. Currently, we're just focusing on Napa because that's my hometown. And this scholarship will help pay for a cosmetology school in Napa. And so there you can find information on that.
How much does a scholarship cost?
For now, half of it is roughly about $9,000.
Whoa. So each scholarship is $9,000. So you can only get one right now. Per year, probably.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah.
$9,000.
$9,000.
That's a lot of
$9,000.
But that's
why,
one life.
And that's why I started the nonprofit too, is because we're granting a girl who probably is, most likely coming from a hardship.
Yeah.
And so I can't just give them the money and say, hey, go figure it out on your own.
Yeah.
I think they really, really need as much love as possible. And they need really good, positive influence, because I'm trying to get those girls who are involved in bad influence and violence. And
yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you for what you're doing. That is such an amazing story and such an amazing organization. And I know Sasha's definitely behind all of this. And she's going to make sure that you continue to grow the organization in her honor. And so, what an honor to have you with us today, sharing Sasha's story and starting this organization.
Right away, so she's a mom like me, and it's I have to. I have a question. Before I forget, have you questioned your faith? Did that happen to you at the beginning? Because that happened to me.
Not in the beginning. Actually,
later.
So I was not religious at all. I didn't believe really in a God or higher power.
Okay.
I don't know if I even thought about what my purpose was. So going back to questioning, after Sasha's death, right after, I did not. But then I started going to a church. A couple friends invited me, not to church. It was to go see a performance at their church. It was to go hear a talk. And so I would go into this church, and I realized that, wow, maybe something is telling me to believe. Because one thing, after Sasha died, all I can think about, I wasn't there at the scene, but that was replaying in my head.
Yes.
Like I had to create an image, and it was haunting me, as well as her body being in the ground. And so not having faith, that's partly why I think I wanted to not live.
Yeah.
Because if she's dead and nowhere, then why am I even living?
Yeah.
Why
Yes.
So then I would go to church. I went to church a couple times, and then it got me thinking that maybe she isn't just gone.
That's the light right there.
Yeah. So I did get baptized.
Well,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Beautiful.
One of my new things under longlivesasha.com, my side gig, I'm creating a lip gloss line.
Oh, lip gloss. Girls
well, we
love
want one.
lip gloss.
We want one.
We want one. I'll give you some of the ones that I have.
I would
the
love a
little
live
samples.
for Val and a live for Betty on the back of your lip gloss.
Oh, yeah. It's called Beat by Sasha.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, those teens love the word beat now. What
Yeah.
is it supposed to mean?
When I looked it up, because back in our days in high school, beat meant not such a great thing. Like she is beat, that's not good.
Okay.
But they flipped it. And so beat now means that her makeup looks really good.
It's so beat.
Oh,
I can
okay.
tell you that now.
All right.
I mean, that's what Google says.
That's what Google says.
so
Almost like
it's-
when they say you ate that outfit. Like it means,
Yeah.
hey, what do you mean you ate that outfit? No, that means like she looks really good on her.
Yeah,
right?
they
So,
like-
okay,
they like-
beat. So you beat.
Change the whole thing. So
Oh, that's
I
what
love
they are.
it.
It's like, those pants are fire. Well, that's fire. And I'm like, what is that supposed to be? Like, it's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a
I'm,
lot
I'm
of-
stuck with cool, and they're stuck with fire now. So I'm like,
there's a lot of
okay.
interesting words going around right now.
Yeah.
But
Okay, Amira, so thank you so much for being here with us today. But tell us before we leave, I mean, what is your next event coming up?
we host an event in Napa, California called Remembering Sasha. Sasha was huge, a big athlete. So she played softball. And so we have a league, the Napa Valley Girls Fast Pitch Association, playing a game, but it also includes some local organizations and nonprofits that are kind of aligned in our mission to help at-risk teens. So they'll have a booth there. We have a taco truck, we have another food truck coming, and then we have a high fitness class, which I am certified in. So it's an exercise class. And then we have pop-up shops coming and some awareness tables. And it will happen October 18, 10 to 11 a.m. is the high fitness class. And then the main event starts at 3. And we're going to go until sunset. And we end the event with a candle vigil
Oh, beautiful.
in honor of not just Sasha, but like any local, or I even have moms from Southern California give me pictures of their children who have passed. And actually we did
Valentina.
last year
was
too.
in it too last year. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we honor them, and we have a pastor come and say a prayer, and then that will end the event. So.
And there's also, as I remember, there's like an auction where people can actually.
Oh yes, sorry, the auction.
Yeah.
Yes, there's an auction, and so every dollar raised will go to the scholarship and also the nonprofit to help with our
And
mentoring
you have a lot of
program.
amazing donors, like all the wineries donate to you. I mean, I've seen
wineries.
Yeah.
I mean, this year, so many other companies have donated as well, even in Southern
Wow.
California.
Wow. So,
Yeah.
I mean, people that like to go to fundraisers, I recommend they take a trip to Napa Valley. Why not? Kill two birds with one stone. Go to this amazing event. I mean, last time I went, I had an amazing time. I was there looking at we went visit the wineries, we visited some amazing restaurants, and then be part of that event. It's a beautiful event, and it's going to keep getting better and better and better every year for sure. So I'm sure you're going to do amazing this year again, like you did last year, but probably even better, because I feel like once you do one, then you get more ideas and more ideas, right, to do more things.
Yeah, and I was in my heavy grief last
yes,
year.
you were.
So this year, hopefully it is her birthday.
Yes,
So
I
beautiful
know.
to
I
honor
noticed
her on
that
her birthday.
October 18th.
Yeah, so it will be a bit hard, but I have my crew, and all her friends are going to be there, and
All your friends.
yeah, all my friends.
All your new friends. You need to
My
meet your
new-
friends.
all your new
All
friends.
my new friends. They're texting me and telling me how excited they are about it.
Oh, really?
I'm so
Oh,
excited.
my God. What a beautiful
We're
thing,
looking forward to that. And thank you again for being here today. Again, thank you for your courage to share Shasta's story and the organization you started. And thank all of you for watching today's episode of Before and After.
And please don't forget to follow us. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and especially our YouTube channel where you'll be able to see the full story.
And don't forget streetracingkills.org to learn more about SRK. Bye. Thank you, guys.